Hey, if you're like me, you like booty, style uppers. Like this. This is Adidas's Prime X2 Strong. The upper is all connected. It's one piece. You don't have an upper and then a tongue. Similarly, bang. Saucony's Endorphin Pro 4 has the same thing. This tongue is actually connected all the way across, making it one piece. My favorite daily trainer of 2024 is this. This one here. This is Mizuno's Neo Vista. This is my favorite daily trainer. Also has a booty construction in terms of the upper. That's why I was really excited when I showed you guys this. On Running's LightSpray. And I said I'd be back after my first run. I've done that first run and I want to give you my thoughts. Disclosures. I'm the biggest fanboy there's ever been when it comes to On Running in this review space. I love everything On does. That does not mean I'm just gonna be out here saying nice things about their stuff, especially this shoe. I've got 3 things I wanna talk about that I think are gonna be challenges that I want people to know about, as well as tell you everything that worked after my first run. With that said, bang. My name is Aubrey, I'm a runner, and I'm good with being me. At the time of filming this, let me take my time here. We've crossed that 17,000 subscriber mark. And thank you very much. Honestly, it genuinely is mind-blowing, and I'm so grateful. Bang! Okay, so you've just watched my run. That run was 7K in central London, trying to keep the legs moving, what I think is a very fast marathon pace. I want to be able to sustain that kind of pace over the marathon distance. Hey, shout out number 2. Bang! Check this out. YouTube sent me out some Lego. It's the YouTube logo. They sent this out that I built with my son Josiah. Shout out to YouTube for that. It's not a plaque. We're not quite there yet, but I promise you, honestly, we'll get there. Let's start talking about the shoe because that's what you've come for. I've got 3 things. Before I talk about specs, I talk about anything else, I've got 3 things that I think are gonna be challenges when it comes to this shoe before I start telling people the highlights. Right, the first one, getting this shoe on. Yo. The first time you try to put this shoe on, it's gonna feel like you need a master's degree and a PhD degree in physics and tension and all this kind of stuff. Now, whilst I'm gonna exaggerate the difficulty in getting this shoe on, I want you to know that there is also a positive in that, and I will come to it in a second. I struggled the first time getting this shoe on. It literally took me about 5 minutes to get both shoes on. It's unheard of. That was my first time. Now that I actually know how to get it on, it's on in seconds. Point number 2 is the heel. Now, if you're a fan of structured heels, like this is a race day shoe, it has a lot of structure at the back there. Same with Hoka's Cielo X1. Whilst it's still bendable, there is some structure there. If that's the kind of thing you like, you're not gonna get along with the fact that this does not have that structure. For me, I don't mind it because I've got plenty of race day shoes that simply have that flimsy feel. Boom, let's talk about the fit. This is probably one of the bigger challenges. I've got the most average shape as well as size foot. I wear a 9.5 UK. I always go with the 9.5 UK in all of my On Running shoes and they work very well. This is no exception. However, if you've got a wide foot, if you've got one of those narrow but long feet, I don't know how this is gonna work for you, because the magic in this shoe is how this thing shapes around your foot. That's the magic in it. It's gonna be very tricky for people to pinpoint their size, because I mentioned the first challenge of getting it on. You need that challenge for the lockdown. This part is supposed to be narrow as compared to the wider part. So to get that in is gonna be a challenge, but it needs to be a challenge if you're going to be secure, if you're gonna have a good lockdown in this shoe. I broke the pattern a little bit. Normally I tell you the 3 things you need to know, but I just needed to get those things out of the way so you know. And then I'm gonna tell you everything I love this shoe after I tell you the specs. Those 3 things: price, $330, 330 euros. I haven't seen the pound price, but I'd probably go with 330 pounds too. And in terms of the weight, this is one of the lightest shoes in my entire collection. It comes in at 190 grams. I've just weighed it literally right now, but I think that's the different weight to what I told you the last time. I don't know what's happening with my scales, but I'll tell you what I saw. 190 grams right now. In terms of the stack height, I've learned it's just under 40. It's got a 4mm drop, giving you that 36 at the front. Okay, so let's break it down like I normally do, starting from the top, working our way down. Let's start with this heel. I mentioned before that it lacks that structure. Because of the style of this upper, it lacks the structure at the heel. It's not a bad thing. For me, that does 2 things really well. Minimize the weight, and because of how they structure this, you're not getting heel slips in this thing. There is simply no such thing that you're gonna get heel slips in how this thing is structured at the heel. I didn't get heel slips, it just worked. Next, let's talk about the lacing system. There aren't any. Let's move on. And the tongue? There isn't one. Let's move on. All right, upper. The upper is where the attention is. Now, normally in my reviews, I get to the midsole and I will tell you that's the star of the show. It's not. When it comes to this shoe, the headline here is this upper. What On Running have done in this upper, in creating innovation, mad. The creation of this upper, the robot, the weaving of this material, they're able to make this shoe in 3 minutes. Mad. Reducing waste by 75%. Mad. The bigger headline for me, I approach this with, oh my gosh, how the heck is this gonna hold in terms of security, in terms of the lockdown? I have to tell you, it's pretty amazing how this shapes my foot and just holds. Within the run that I was doing in peak hour London, you're weaving all over the place. And I was being intentional in trying to do that, just to register in my mind how it's performing. I'm just blown away by it. As always, when we talk about uppers, we talk 2 things: the performance, security, hold, lockdown, stability, offered here. In terms of breathability, it's undoubted. I'll bring it to you close. These are all sprayed within these ripples or layers. The breathability is not an issue one bit. When it comes to aesthetics, and this is where my headline is, that thing there, I'm telling you now, I'm going to Tesco, I'm going to Asda, I'm going to Walmart, I'm going everywhere wearing this. I'm doing the school run, picking up Olivia at nursery. Come on. If the missus says, oh, it's date night, can you wear something really, yeah, I've got that. I love the look of this shoe. Filming, personally, just my taste. The vice star of the show, the midsole. This is On's best foam. Here is where I've got what my next proposal will be. Now give me the Eclipse version of this. Not Cloud Tech Phase, keep it how you have it here, but give us higher stack. Break that 40 mil nonsense and give us something on steroids. I'm telling you now, the way this foam feels currently, it's for special days at faster paces. That's just how it feels right now. This is not a shoe I'm gonna put on to do my daily runs in, especially at 330, especially with how it's structured. It's a race day shoe. Helen Obiri over there just winning marathons. That's what this is. Can you give us this same shoe with the higher stack, better even a higher drop, not just 4. Give us 6 to 8. Let's talk about this midsole and stop with the suggestions. It's called Helion HF. Now, I don't care what it's called. Let me just tell you what it is. This is On Running's premium foam that we'll put in their race day shoes. It's excellent for what it does. Sandwiched in between the 2 layers. So if you look here where it's splitting, can you see that? There is this top layer and then there is this bottom layer. Sandwiched in between that is a carbon speed board. Works really well, and this is where I kind of feel this is definitely wired for that fast marathon, half marathon, or 10K, whatever you want to do, but this is when you're sending it. Another thing that I recognize and I want to acknowledge, it's very small, but I just love this kind of level of attention to detail. And that's what On Running hits the mark on every single time. If you look at this upper, it's got this ombre color fade and it stops at the midsole, making the midsole all white on the outside. However, if you turn it the other way, this part here is actually coming from the midsole itself. That is the midsole. This part here, I'll show it to you. Just follow it around from this way. This part here, white, 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 and then it goes boom, boom, starts bringing color. Ombres on the other side on the midsole with that On Running finish. Those are the kind of things aesthetically I love about what On Running does. Someone thought about that. All right, outsole, bing, bing, bing. Excellent, excellent 4-foot coverage. There is nothing I'm gonna complain about there. It's excellent, it looks great. And there, key landing zones. And I must say though, there is quite a bit exposed here. There are a lot of people that have asked, will this shoe hold for longer use, for harder use? Well, this guy, Nick, from the Run Testers, put out a video testing this shoe at a 100K. Now, I love to promise you that I'm gonna issue such a video, but I've got New York Marathon coming up, and after that, I'm gonna take a small break and get back into the gym, get my legs strengthened, get myself recovering, and gear up for spring marathons, because man's about to go all out, because I'm a marathoner now. So, I'm gonna link, for the first time ever, somebody else's video here. I'm gonna put this video here. Please watch this and tell them Aubrey sent you.